What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. You already know. It's your banger. Without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. Alrighty, y'all, we're back with another Trap Lord Ross video. The last one did alright. Is Atlanta just full of rats? That one did okay, so we're gonna bring this back. Y'all already know how we get down with the Trap Lord Ross videos. Y'all know he be posting them long hoes. So we probably gonna watch another 30 minutes and then call it an episode. Let's go ahead and get into it, man, from like where we left off.
What's up with that? And you told Thug how you stuck your dick lean up in it? Don't get me started.
The reply said it all.
I forgot we were right here, man. Yeah, I forgot we were right here. Okay. Fuck, bro. So, essentially, Thug's been out here living an undercover life. When it come to snitching, when it come to hitting, you feel me? You deal me. Hey, I saw what I'm saying. That's what Woody's saying. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know. Hey, don't get mad at the messenger.
Some accuse Thug of paying Roscoe to make a statement, theories that might not have been so far-fetched, especially when you think back to a recorded phone call that was played in the YSL trial that appeared to show Pee Wee Roscoe giddy with joy after being told in jail that he would be given $250,000 and a Porsche in exchange for sitting on these charges. But it wouldn't just be money and Porsches that Pee Wee would take in exchange for helping out Atlanta's most troubled rapper.
Yeah, we for several months for a portion in the core media.
Hey, sure. Hey, my fine chain, man.
Because interestingly enough, during his defense of Thug, Roscoe would be spotted wearing a wallet chain around his neck that appeared to be the same one that young Thug had been gifted on his birthday by Metro Boomin just weeks earlier. Others were frustrated at the culture's hypocrisy, where picking and choosing who was a snitch seemed to be based simply on personal bias rather than the actual street code. People also drew comparisons between Thug and Gunna, pointing out that Gunna was being called a rat for talking a lot less than Thug did. But now that we've covered Thug's alleged snitching, it's only fair that we also speak about his ops. And who better choice than Thug's oldest arch nemesis, YFN Lucci, who's alleged.
Did Lucci, like, bro, I don't know if I'm too young or what it is, but I cannot tell you one YNF Lucci song, and I feel like niggas know about Lucci though. Like niggas I asked, they'll be like, yeah, I know who Lucci is. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I've never heard of this nigga. Besides, I've heard of Lucci when it was tied to Thug. That's the only time I've ever heard of Lucci is when it was tied to Thug. Ever. Not even trying to disrespect Lucci or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, I don't know who Lucci is like that, for real. Which is crazy.
Gang went down in a similar fashion to Thug's YSL, but did Lucci and his team keep it solid in the same way? Or, as some have claimed, did Lucci himself also slip up and end up falling short of the strict no snitching rules when push really came to shove and his life was on the line too? When it comes to the beef between Thug's YSL and Lucci's YFN crews, I've already made several videos that go into incredible depth about it. In the latest of those videos, my over 3-hour deep dive into the Young Thug and YSL trial, I also break down the history of the Atlanta gang scene starting from the 2000s. So if you want all of the context behind this, you can go and check those out. But for the purpose of this video, all you really need to know is that both YSL and YFN are Atlanta gang sets with alleged ties to the National Blood gangs, with YSL allegedly led by Young Thug, hailing from the Cleveland Avenue area and being allegedly at least somewhat affiliated with the East Coast-based Money Murder Blood Gang, while YFN, allegedly led by Lucci, is a faction that's allegedly part of a larger set called ABG, aka the Atlanta Blood Gang, which hails from Summerhill and Peoplestown neighborhoods, and it's primarily associated with the West Coast originated Inglewood family gangster bloods, also known in Atlanta as the IF Gang. Now, once upon a time in the early 2010s, the different blood gangs and sets in Atlanta were seemingly relatively friendly with each other.
Bro, just look at this shit, man. Shout out to the 30 deep, bro, like, bro. This is like the districts in fucking, Hunger Games, bro. It's like the district in Hunger Games. Like, why is there so many, Man, watch out.
each other. This including also YSL and ABG, whose members would even make a music video together, like Thug from YSL and a rapper called Bloody J from the ABG, who would even put out an entire project together called Black Portland in 2014. Unfortunately, in the following year, in 2015, everything would change after the infamous murder of Big Nut, real name Donovan Thomas, a highly respected member of the IF gang and a music industry insider, who had helped launch the career of YFN Lucci himself, with Lucci signing to the local Think It's a Game label in 2014 when Nut was a key associate. Nut's murder allegedly was committed by members of YSL, although the Fulton County prosecutors would ultimately fail to prove this during the YSL trial. This killing would launch the city of Atlanta into a bloody war between these two factions and their affiliates, while also making YFN Lucci and Young Thug each other.
Just continuing the cycle of hate, man. Just continuing the cycle of hate, man. Somebody gets killed, you killed someone I love, so now I gotta take your life, man. And then the person the life that I just took, they love their people. Somebody loved them, so now they gonna come take my life. But somebody loved me, so now they gonna come take the nigga's life that just took my life. You feel? And it's just like endless cycle, bro. Like, oh my goodness. Oh, Lord, man. Whew.
As worst enemies. At the same time though, YFN Lucci's music career would begin to garner some significant mainstream attention, with songs like his 2016 anthem Key to the Streets featuring the Migos. But while Lucci was on his way to becoming a household name in rap, just like Thug, he couldn't stay away from the streets, and as the prosecutors would later claim, at some point Lucci's YFN crew and the broader ABG Atlanta Blood Gang would even begin making street connections all the way in Miami, Florida, where they would get affiliated with a gang hailing from the Liberty City neighborhood in North Miami, more specifically the Liberty Square Public Housing Project, also known locally as the Pork and Beans Projects, or simply the Bean. This gang set was known as the Bloodhounds, or BH, not to be confused with the Chicago-based crew of pill-crushing, chain-snatching demons with the same name. Particularly Lucci would seemingly become close with local rappers from this set, like the rapper known as CP3, with the two even releasing music together like the song No Love, which would get a music video released on the 25th of December 2020. But unfortunately, their collaboration wasn't just limited to music, because about 2 weeks before the release of the music video on December the 10th, Lucci, together with CP3 and two other Bloodhound affiliates from Miami called Litty and DaBaby, were driving around Atlanta in Lucci's Maybach. Police would later recover a video from that day where one of the occupants, DaBaby, would tell the camera how they were going to F this city up. According to reports, Lucci, who was the driver, had taken himself and his Miami hitters to the 900 block of Dimmock Street, which happens to be in the hood of the set known as 4PF, who were primarily Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips, and of course best known for the affiliated rapper Lil Baby, who for a long time has been good friends with Young Thug, with the prosecutors later pointing out how the Rollin' 60s in Atlanta had become affiliated with YSL, while also having a rivalry with the IF gang. What followed when Lucci and his partners from Miami pulled up to 4PF's hood was captured on security cameras. At about 5:15 PM, the Maybach driven by Lucci would pull onto a shoulder, at which point CP3, real name Ravon Boyd, and DaBaby, real name James Adams, would allegedly open fire on several men, striking a 32-year-old victim in the abdomen who would thankfully end up surviving. But shots were also fired back at Lucci and his crew. One of the bullets ended up hitting DaBaby, aka James Adams, in the head, critically wounding him, and not long after, Adams was apparently manually ejected from the car, in other words thrown out, and left dying on an
fucking pussy ass niggas couldn't even take my nigga to the hospital because they didn't want to get the fucking questions. You didn't have to take. You didn't even have. All you have to do is put the nigga on the ground outside of emergency care, bro. And y'all fuck niggas couldn't even do that. Y'all are evil, bro. Because y'all didn't want to run into the questions. Or I guess y'all thought if he got better, he was gonna snitch on y'all. Because y'all know he was going to have to get out. Once he got out, he was going to have to answer them questions. Wow. Fake ass, fuck ass niggas, man. On some real shit.
Nearby street, with a recorded 911 call capturing the terrifying moments after the shooting when a female bystander would find James's almost lifeless body.
Oh, we need an ambulance. Oh, somebody is laying out. I don't know if he barely...
Let me connect you. Stay on the line.
Somebody just threw him out of the car. He shot in the head. He just took his last breath, man.
Given that Lucci had been driving his own luxury Maybach for this spontaneous crash out, he must have had a pretty good hunch that he was out on borrowed time. But still, between the shooting and his eventual arrest, he would sit down with DJ Vlad for an interview that would later be dissected by both fans and law enforcement.
YFN Lucci, welcome back.
What's happening? How you feeling? How you been?
In the interview, Lucci revealed the dangerous reality of his situation in Atlanta, admitting that he had to use a bulletproof vehicle for protection.
Bulletproof? GMC?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
When asked about the ongoing feud with Young Thug, Lucci's response seemed to suggest that their beef was beyond repair.
And the two of y'all, you and Thug have been kind of doing their back and forth. I mean, when you fired off the gun, he was making some comments on it. Is there any way that y'all could work it out?
I'm saying, what up?
Whatever issues y'all got, and I don't know what the issues are, but could it be worked out? Y'all do some music together?
We ain't nothing to work out.
But fortunately, he wouldn't get a chance to slide on YSL though, because in January 2021, Atlanta police officially announced charges against YFN Lucci, revealing that they were seeking him on felony murder, aggravated assault, participation in street gang activity, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony charges. The announcement came with the news that the two...
Fuck! They busted that nigga. Come here, nigga. Give me your melon. They busted that nigga's melon open with them charges, boy. Hey, I mean, he did them, so...
Alleged accomplices, 17-year-old Leroy Pitts, aka Litty or Lism, and 23-year-old Ravon Boyd, aka CP3, had already been arrested in Miami with assistance of federal authorities. Just over a month after the December shooting, Lucci would turn himself into the police. And surprisingly, despite their heavy rivalry, Young Thug showed some support for Lucci, posting a video with the hashtag #FreeAll on social media, saying that he didn't want to see anyone locked up, op or not, with the implied message perhaps being that he would rather have him outside, where he could get his own YSL goons to deliver street justice to him. Lucci's defense immediately pushed back against the charges, emphasizing his client's innocence. And while his bond was initially denied, a month after his arrest, Lucci would celebrate his release after posting a hefty $1 million bond.
Hey, bro, home. You hear me? I had to switch the jacket inside out, man. I didn't want to come out the same way.
But then, in May 2021, just 4 months after bonding out on the murder charges, the Fulton County grand jury would deliver a 75-page, 105-count RICO indictment. You
said a 75-page, 100-count RICO? Hey, will you get Saul Goodman on speed dial? Oh, you said he doesn't want to take this case? Gotcha.
Lucci and a dozen other individuals, including ABG members like the rapper Bloody J and Lucci's Bloodhound associates from Miami, in a sprawling racketeering conspiracy that dwarfed his original charges.
Here, an Atlanta rapper, among a dozen others, indicted on racketeering charges as part of a massive gang crackdown. And that is our top story. Police say the charges are all related to the Bloods gang activity spanning over a decade.
The December shooting that had initially landed him in jail was no longer a standalone case, as it had become just one piece of evidence in a massive racketeering conspiracy, where the prosecutors used Lucci's and his YFN crew's affiliations with the ABG and the IF gang, as well as the Bloodhounds from Miami, to string together numerous different crimes and overt acts to paint a picture of a dangerous interstate criminal enterprise.
I formed a gang task force in 2019 focused on prosecuting gang members under state anti-gang laws. So that actually helped the Fulton County District Attorney's Office land this indictment, 75 pages, 105 counts in total, all against 12 men allegedly associated with the Bloods gang in Atlanta and Miami.
In a move that would become increasingly common in hip-hop related prosecutions, Lucci's own music videos and lyrics, as well as social media posts, became key evidence in building their case.
Comes up in February of 2020 when he appears to throw up gang signs and use certain lyrics in a music video called Shine On.
Specifically, the music video for Shine On, featuring both YFN Lucci and Bloody J, was cited directly in the indictment as proof of their Blood membership. Prosecutors pointed to social media posts showing Lucci in the notorious Pork and Beans projects in Miami, arguing that simply being tagged in such locations proved his leadership role in the interstate criminal enterprise. The RICO indictment brought additional allegations, including an earlier...
Hold on, what? That one sounds a little... Just because he was, like, around that area? I mean, I guess. I guess. I mean, when you got a 101 count, 103 count, whatever they said, it's something crazy. 105, 103, something like that. 103 count, paid of just straight indictments. I mean, I guess that can be one of them. Shit, that's enough.
August 1st, 2020 incident where Lucci had allegedly strangled and beat up a man for simply playing the song of an op, and you probably don't have to think too hard to guess who that op might have been, before allegedly then paying the guy off to avoid getting charged. And Lucci was also accused of tampering with evidence by hiding the vehicle used in the December shooting that had caused the death of his friend from Miami. Unfortunately for Lucci, the violence that had defined his life on the streets of Atlanta would follow him behind bars. The notoriously dangerous Fulton County Jail is one of the largest correctional facilities in the country, housing nearly 3,000 detainees with various criminal and gang affiliations. The jail has become infamous for being a hub of violence and contraband, where weapons are reportedly easy to obtain.
Lots of makeshift weapons, including shanks, even a makeshift hatchet, cell phones, even a bullet, suspected drugs.
In just 2023 alone, the facility recorded a staggering 1,293 stabbings. On February the 9th, 2022, surveillance footage inside the prison captured one such violent encounter, where Jaden Myrick, also known as Setrip, a reported member of Young Thug's YSL gang, attempted to attack YFN Lucci with a makeshift shank. Lucci fought back, and a physical struggle between the two ensued. Continuing down the stairs, where Lucci managed to wrestle his attacker to the ground. The gruesome altercation lasted almost 2 minutes before a security guard finally intervened at a relaxed pace. The prison officer's body camera captured the aftermath of the incident, and Lucci was heard confronting his attacker, calling his attacker's actions sucker stuff, and asking him why he didn't want to fight fair, saying that he got stuck.
Nah, that man just smoking it. You don't suck.
Put it down.
I can't want to go straight up.
Move. Listen, if you stab me, I ain't gonna step back.
The attack left Lucci with survivable injuries, and almost a month later, TMZ would report about a filing that Lucci had made due to the stabbing.
Man, Lucci. Niggas get stabbed in prison every day. Literally every day. Literally every minute.
Incident. This was an emergency motion for bond. The motion would detail the attack against Lucci, stating that his team was trying to investigate how it was possible that another inmate was authorized to be out of their cell despite Lucci being in protective custody. The motion would also reference...
They got him in protective? Why the fuck is he in protective? Because he's a rapper, I'm guessing? Okay. Maybe. That makes sense, I guess.
Another earlier case where another inmate had tried to harm Lucci, but his plan was stopped by a third inmate, before concluding that Lucci has been told that there's a bounty on his head and that his life is in danger, which is why he should be granted a bond. The news that Lucci had seemingly told authorities that there was a price on his head would spark some online debate about whether Lucci's legal move could be considered snitching, mainly due to the fact that the YSL indictment specifically referencing Lucci as being the target of an assault that was allegedly carried out on behalf of Young Thug, while also including another allegation that 2 other YSL affiliates had discussed obtaining permission from Young Thug to make a second attempt on Lucci's life just weeks after the first attack. Wack 100 would raise the issue on his Clubhouse show, questioning if Lucci was cooperating with authorities because his name appeared on the victim side of the case rather than a defendant.
Lucci on the victim side. Lucci
know everything.
So Lucci telling?
Hey, I don't know about that, but in
here representing as telling, that's what's going on?
No, I don't.
They represent up with all them. I ain't got shit with this weird country. Y'all about to start.
You don't even sound country right now. You call it country. Saying
So
had a
Lucci
country
got on
brain,
that video and said he feels.
I'm just saying, he keep bringing up Lucci name. Like, why?
Lucci said he feared for his life, but then his lawyer say he feared for his life.
Lucci told the lawyer he feared for his life, dummy.
Oh, is that telling?
Damn. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
He wrote.
Man, that's not telling to me. I fear for my life in here. Alright, that could be anything. That could literally be anyone.
Lucci out, bro.
However, following the stabbing, Lucci's lawyer consistently and publicly stated that his client did not want any cooperation deal and he had refused to testify against Young Thug, with Lucci refusing to sign cooperation documents and firmly shutting down any speculation that he was testifying in Thug's trial. With regards to Lucci's own case, by December 2023, 7 defendants on the RICO case would accept plea deals, leaving 3 out of the original 12 defendants to take it to trial, one of those being Lucci himself. Then, in January 2024, Lucci made a deal of his own, with the state dropping 12 out of the 13 charges against him.
Is it your decision to waive these rights and enter a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
How do you plead to count 69 in indictment 23 SC 188921?
Guilty.
Lucci was sentenced to 20 years with 10 to serve, also receiving credit for time served and a crucial letter of support from DA Fannie Willis recommending early parole. Finally, on January the 31st, 2025, YFN Lucci walked out of prison a free man, having served his time without snitching, not even on his ops. And as a response to the recent revelations about Young Thug's alleged telling, fans would create lists of Atlanta rappers who had been locked up but never snitched, with Lucci's name appearing second on the list, right behind Gucci Mane. Now with a reputation as one of Atlanta's most solid gangster rappers, he'd been spotted coming out of jail, being picked up by his family in a fresh Rolls Royce, and enjoying his newfound freedom. And he's had massive success with his first single he dropped since his release, January the 31st, My Truth, racking up a whopping 20 million views in just 3 months. But clearly still haunted by the tragic case where he witnessed the death of his friend. He still owns the original Maybach that shootout happened in, and has now turned it into a public monument to honor the progress that he's made since this low. A shrine nearby, a display of the...
His friend, he pushed him out the whip. Somebody pushed this nigga out the whip when he had a bullet in his head. That's his friend? That's his partner? A nigga shoving you out the car when you're dying and having a bullet in your head, your partner?
Car reads, "This is YFN Lucci's Mercedes Maybach truck. It's more than a vehicle. It's a testament to both dreams manifested and obstacles overcome. This automotive masterpiece was gifted to YFN Lucci by Think It's a Game CEO Gervin Fly Henry. Like its owner, this vehicle embodies power, luxury, strength, and now endurance. Beneath its polished exterior lies a deeper significance. This Maybach's legacy is intertwined with a profound loss, a silent witness to the pain felt when beloved friend James Baby Adams lost his life during a tragic shooting on December the 10th, 2020. As we admire this symbol of achievement, we simultaneously honor a fallen comrade who was a pivotal part of the journey. This Maybach now stands here as a monument, so on this next album when you hear the words, 'Riding in this Maybach cost me 3 lawyers,' understand its true history." YFN Lucci did get some flack for lyrics in his comeback song, where he appeared to suggest that despite his friend passing away, at least it happened in a luxury Maybach. In 2025, following the exposure of some of the biggest rappers in Atlanta, it's highly likely that YFN Lucci will go on to have one of the most promising careers in the city's history, but only if he stays out of trouble with the law and his enemies. On May the 9th, 2022, Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis charged 28 members of the Young Slime Life record label in a RICO indictment, with prosecutors alleging the gang was responsible for multiple murders, shootings, and racketeering activities dating all the way back to 2013. At the center of it all was Jeffrey Williams, known better on the
Bro, like, when they build these RICOs, yo, like, they really are on your ass. They are on your ass when they build these RICOs. They pulling anything and everything. You could have fucking jaywalked. 10 years ago, you could have jaywalked. And they pulling that shit up, nigga. Oh, get that, put that in there too. Just to have. Just put that shit in there. He was speeding over how much? 15? Oh yeah, that's reckless. Put that in there. Put that in there. I need that. Put that in there. They on that ass. You're not playing about them RICOs, boy, for real. Which is kind of crazy. Like I said, I feel like I said this last video, which is kind of crazy because we've seen so many RICOs get beat. So many RICOs have gotten beat. I don't care what anyone says. Did he beat his RICO, bro? That nigga was looking at, I don't know how much time. I think it was like 2 lives, 3 life sentences to drop to like 5 years, 4 years. That nigga beat his shit, bro. He shouldn't have. 100%, he should be underneath the jail, but he beat it. And we seen RICOs just get beat with what? With some of that chicken.
Streets and the rap world as Young Thug.
See this coming. Young Thug and Gunna are among 28 people associated with YSL, that's their Young Stoner Life, that have been charged in a 56-count indictment yesterday.
The indictment painted YSL as a violent criminal organization that had terrorized the city of Atlanta for nearly a decade. But what seemed like a straight ticket conviction against one of Atlanta's most notorious alleged criminal street gangs would instead become the longest criminal trial in Georgia history, with a courtroom circus that would expose the messy reality of street loyalty when the walls close in.
So now Young Thug done come out snitching. Young Thug got a video in the interrogation room for 2 hours having dialogue with the police about crime and criminals, but he don't want to work with Gunna. Come on, homie, look at the hypocrisy.
Giving rise to questions about who committed what crimes, and even, far more damaging by street standards, who told on who. When the trial began, the prosecution thought they had the perfect weapon to answer those questions. That weapon was Kenneth Copeland, aka Lil Woody, a former wife.
Nah, not my nigga Woody. Woody went on that stage and was acting a fool, bro. I'm just gonna let it go through, but he was Hey, he was acting a fool. He said, "Cause they my shoulders."
YSL associate, who himself had an exceptionally friendly relationship with police, with recordings of Woody speaking to police dating all the way back to 2015 too. Back in 2012, he even alleged that he knew about a hit that was about to happen on Young Thug's orders.
Somebody's supposed to get killed tonight.
Who?
You know who.
I don't know who. But there's so much going on in the city, I don't know who. You're gonna have to.
This is a murder that's about to take place with some very high people. And the stuff that I know right now, you know what I mean, she'll be able to help me get out of my situation.
And claimed he was willing to work with the authorities in order to get him off the streets.
The person y'all just think that I did tell me anything. He wants him. He want him as bad.
So you're talking about Jeffrey?
He's still stupid. You know what I mean? Like, he rich. Why would you be stupid? That's why I get away from him. I go, I get away from him. That's why you never see me post. I don't know. I mean, I just hate being around.
And as the case for the YSL RICO was slowly being put together behind the scenes, prosecutors approached Woody with a deal for immunity if he agreed to testify against Young Thug and YSL in the upcoming trial. This immunity deal was crucial because Woody was facing serious federal gun charges as a convicted felon, charges that mysteriously disappeared just 1 month before Thug and the other YSL members were arrested. With that, the prosecution believed that they had structured the perfect arrangement, as Woody could testify about everything he knew without fear of prosecution. But the moment Woody took the stand, he would put on a circus show that would threaten to derail the whole case. Woody's time on the stand started with him refusing to answer basic questions and pleading the fifth when asked for his actual age.
Question.
Okay.
How old are you?
Grown.
Okay, what does grown mean?
I'm an adult.
Okay. And when you say you're an adult, what number in years are you?
I plead the fifth.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I get you to step outside to your headquarters of jury deliberation, please?
A move that would result in him being held in willful contempt.
Mr. Copeland, given the fact that you have invoked your Fifth Amendment privilege, but the state has already given you immunity under 24-5-507, this court holds you in willful contempt, and we'll see you on Monday. And we'll see if we can get some more testimony at that point in time. Take him into custody.
He would also fire his attorney mid-testimony.
Mr. Copeland, is it your desire to release your counsel at this point in time?
She's fired.
She's fired? Okay.
But most damaging to the prosecution's case, he admitted to lying to the police about everything, claiming that he had just thrown Young Thug under the bus to get out of trouble.
And the truth is...
This nigga's playing, what's that game called whenever you, this nigga's playing Chutes and Ladders, y'all. He's going up, down, man. He's
When I talked to Detective Thorpe, whatever his name is, I told him anything. And I'm telling you today, it was a lie. And today, I'm telling you, I made things up. Okay. Say it's the God honest truth. And I have put all the blame on him. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he got going on. But y'all got me on the stand, and I'm telling the God honest truth. Leave me out of this. I made all these stories up, put the blame on him to get myself out of the situation because the police told me they want a big fish, and I'm a little fish. They ain't who I want.
At this point, it became clear that Woody was not only unreliable, he was openly contemptuous of the entire process. The state had been fooled, and Woody's inclusion as their star witness proved to be a terrible mistake. But while Woody was making headlines for his courtroom antics, another YSL rapper, Yak Gotti, real name Diamante Kendrick, would soon be placed in the hot seat. Gotti was linked to the 2015 murder of Donovan Big Nut Thomas, an alleged high-ranking member of a rival blood gang faction known as the Fifth Ward Bird Gang. At just 26 years old, Nut was instrumental in the local music scene, managing artists like Rich Homie Quan and YFN Lucci. More than 6 months after Big Nut's death, Yak Gotti and fellow YSL member Lil Duke found themselves in a high-speed chase with Atlanta police whilst armed with an AK-47 assault rifle and a .40 caliber handgun, and driving a car that had been rented in Young Thug's name, heading into rival gang territory to retaliate for a shooting. The vehicle crashed, and following a foot chase, both men were in custody. According to reports, Gotti took the case, essentially protecting Duke from prosecution, even later posting on social media that his brother never did a day in jail and that he did 4 years with no tears. But Yak Gotti had apparently not been as solid as it seemed. After the arrest, he had spoken to police on multiple occasions, tying the guns they were busted with to a separate incident. Years later,
man, niggas just be fucking capping, bro. Yeah, I did 4 years, never cried a tear. Yo, officers, and by the way, yeah, Kendrick did give me those guns, and then Kendrick also sold them to Yak as well. Yeah. And then if you want to get if you need to get the receipts, I have a text message in my phone that can probably put them together. Just let me know. Like, nigga, Y'all niggas be so fake.
2022, when the YSL indictment came down, word started going around that Gotti had been helping the feds build the case. While awaiting trial in Fulton County Jail in October 2022, Yak Gotti was targeted and stabbed by another inmate, seemingly due to the allegations of snitching. He would be stuck behind bars for the next 2 years, but when it finally came for trial in October 2024, Gotti would maintain his innocence, refusing to take a plea. So far, Yak Gotti, unlike his co-defendants, had cultivated a reputation as a man committed to the code of silence that defined the streets, but that perception would be completely shattered in November 2024 when a leaked interrogation video from 2015 surfaced, proving the whispers true. Yak Gotti had been talking to the police. The footage recorded after his arrest with Duke in October 2015 showed a cooperative Gotti in a follow-up interview. It immediately became clear that he had already shared a lot of information with investigators, implicating multiple YSL members in the murder of Donovan Thomas.
As you pretty much got the gist of it, that your name came up in Peanut's murder, okay, which included Nard, that you said you knew, Shannon, and WAP, Justin, Kyle, whatever you want to call him.
Oh my goodness! Doo-wop, oh my man. So this is all I know. It just kills me. It kills me how they can be like I don't care if you snitch, bro. Like, it's not like I'm a civilian. I don't care. Right? I don't care. The thing is, y'all niggas be the main niggas that are like, bro, you hold it down. When the cops ask you questions, you just sit there, you hold it down. I plead the fifth, man. Hey man, I said I plead the fifth. I ain't answer no questions. I'm gonna hold it down. Y'all niggas be switching up so fucking fast. I think this shit might be Tetris, my nigga. Like, y'all niggas switch up so fast. It don't make no sense. How you gonna go? How do you go from, yeah, you don't say nothing to the cops, you plead the fifth, you stay solid, every yada yada yada, to telling every name you know and telling them exactly what they be doing? Two-faced ass niggas, man.
Doo-wop. Okay. Right. And when Bushi got the call, who told her or who suggested to her may have been involved in Peanut's shooting? They said the same name. The same names and all that.
He verified the police's suspicions that the murder was likely a message to the victim's brother.
Do you think they was whoever did it? Do you think they were trying to send a message to Cal?
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. That could be the only reason they could go ahead and like you say,
He would disown YSL 20 minutes into the interrogation.
So, do your boys ever go back and do the right thing for you?
Hell no.
Not half the time.
Not that. That's why I ain't got no boys. That's how I feel. Like I used to bring my back over for a lot of. It wasn't like the same love and returns, but it's like.
He then proceeded to formally identify Shannon and Nard as members of YSL and pointed out Lil Woody as a member of the 30 Deep gang.
You know what gang Woody, Nard, and Shannon affiliate themselves with? With the YSL?
Yeah, but Woody was 30.
Yak Gotti's mood visibly lifted the moment food arrived, briefly pausing to say a prayer at the detective's suggestion.
I used to find myself in a lot of help me, you know that?
Right. Or it's just like, just say your prayers. Say your prayers over your food.
Gotti didn't just stop with what the police already knew. He offered details on a previously unknown 2014 shootout where he was shot 5 times and an innocent bystander was also caught in the crossfire.
Niggas just giving them shit. Oh yeah, you guys didn't even ask me for this. But in 2015, I was involved in a shootout over on West Avenue, and I don't know who did it. I'm not gonna say it was Thug, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know who did that, but yeah, I was involved, and a bystander and a normal human, a civilian, got shot as well. So y'all should probably look into that. Like, man.
So the street type, everybody pull out their gun and just get the lick. Right, yeah.
And you the only one that got shot?
No, hell no. Some innocent bystanders. A lot of folk got shot.
When was this?
Like last year.
Like 2014? Where? average street.
When detectives questioned why his crew continued to move so recklessly, despite their industry success, Gotti pointed the finger directly at Lil Woody as the primary instigator of the ongoing beef.
Nigga got some wings, he don't know how to act, nigga. Nigga got some wings, he just started snitching. Nigga got some... Oh.
How y'all get to the point to blow all the way up and out of all of this, and y'all dip back and forth.
Who is y'all?
Just as a crew, period, including like
Woody.
So all this is Woody.
Yes.
Why you say that?
After doing all that talking, Yak Gotti proposed that if he was released, he could return to the streets as an active informant to get the police any other information they needed.
That and everything else, I told him what I heard.
This nigga Yak and Thug are on the same time. Thug, if y'all remember from last episode, Thug was like, yeah, and if you ever need to hit me up, you know what I'm saying, let me put my number in your phone, you can ever hit me up for any type of information, I got you. This nigga talking about some, yeah, and if y'all want me to be an insider informant, you know what I'm saying, I go over there, I do what they do, but then I come back to the police station and like, you know what I'm saying, yeah, they're over there about to pull a play over there on Left Avenue and shit like that. That's some...
But as far as this, I have to get back this discretion to see if I have to put something together so I can get y'all information. What you mean? Like, if I was to hear, like, who did or who...
This leak landed just as his co-defendant Young Thug had accepted a non-negotiated plea deal on October the 31st, 2024, pleading guilty to a raft of charges.
Rapper Young Thug pleading guilty today to gang, drug, and gun charges. The 33-year-old Grammy-winning artist, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, entering his pleas without reaching a deal with prosecutors after negotiations between the two sides broke down. The judge today sentencing him to time served plus at least 15 years of probation, meaning the rapper could be free as early as tonight.
But Gotti's gamble would pay off, as on December the 3rd, 2024, after nearly 3 years behind bars and less than 2 months after Young Thug took his plea deal, admitting guilt in relation to gang charges, Yak Gotti would be acquitted of all of his charges.
Kendrick, you have been found not guilty on all charges.
Young Thug's non-negotiable plea deal that he accepted in October 2024 meant that he had pled guilty to drug, gun, and gang charges and no contest to RICO and gang leader counts. In taking this deal, Thug had essentially admitted that YSL was a criminal street gang, an admission that could have theoretically hurt the chance of any defendant still facing charges. That deal ironically put Young Thug in the very same shoes as Gunna, who was famously labelled a snitch for his actions in the trial too, with Gunna being one of the first major defendants to take a plea deal. In Gunna's case though, his Alford plea allowed him to maintain his innocence while acknowledging that the state had enough evidence to potentially convict him.
And it's Atlanta rapper Gunna walked out of the Fulton County Jail. The rapper, whose real name is Sergio Kitchens, entered a negotiated guilty plea.
But as part of that deal, he would have
Sergio Kitchens. That's just a unique name, y'all. Sergio.
To agree to statements read in the court that YSL was both a music label and a criminal gang, and that he had personal knowledge of YSL's crimes.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Gunna's Alford plea came with very specific stipulations. His statements applied to his case alone. The plea statement could only be used against other YSL co-defendants if Gunna took the stand. Yet even at the time that Gunna made the agreement, sources revealed that the state had no intention of calling Gunna as a witness. Still, the reaction within Atlanta and beyond sparked outrage. Redditors expressed complete shock at how casually Gunna was snitching. People were in disbelief that he would actually say yes ma'am in response to the statement that YSL was a gang. And the backlash was not exclusive to fans either. The most painful betrayals came from his close friends and collaborators, including 21 Savage, Future, Future, Nav, and Travis Scott. Even Lil Baby, who was taught how to rap by Gunna himself. Lil Durk, despite having worked on music with Gunna in the past, was one of the first to take shots at him publicly. In a snippet in January 2023, he rapped "What Happened to Virgil, He Probably Gone Tell," referencing his earlier track "What Happened to Virgil" that was a collaboration with Gunna. Lil Durk also put the final nail in Gunna's coffin when he did an interview with DJ Academics and said outright that he was a rat.
Do you believe that Gunna is a snitch? Huh? Do you believe that Gunna told? That man, I don't sit up and play games, man. That man told. You should have went in there and kept your mouth closed.
Gunna, however, wouldn't be the last person to take a plea deal in the case. YSL member Walter Murphy, who prosecutors alleged found—
I'm so glad we're moving away from this. You supposed to go in there and keep your mouth closed and take 20 years for a nigga that would fuck your girl as soon as you go into jail. That would shoot up your spot as soon as you go into jail. That would take all your fucking shit as soon as you go to jail. I'm so glad we're moving away from that shit. Cause these niggas, these niggas that you put your loyalty in, don't give a fuck about y'all niggas. When you go in there for that 15 years that you think you staying solid, they gonna do you the dirt. The girl you had while you was out, that's their girl now, or that's another man's girl. Everything you knew while you was out, you don't know anything when you get out anymore. You have to start over fresh, like you living a whole new life again, nigga. And y'all niggas sit there and wanna take a 15-year deal for another. Man, watch out, bro. You did the crime, nigga. You did the crime. You try to put me on it. I'm not going. I'm gonna stitch on your ass. I'm not playing with you. Now, if we both did the crime, and I'm gonna stand, there's nothing, I can't say nothing. We both did the crime. But if you did the crime, try to bring me into it, never ever. You gonna go to straight jail. I'm not playing with you, bro.
Founded YSL alongside Thug, took a plea deal as well, and even agreed to testify. Rappers Slime Life Shorty and Lil Duke also accepted plea deals. But even more damning, in the same month that Gunna took his Alfred plea, Young Thug's own brother Unfunk would plead out to avoid a lengthy prison sentence himself. In a phone call recorded while Young Thug was still in jail fighting his charges, 21 Savage would ask Thug if he had told his brother to make the agreement, something that he swore on God that he didn't do.
Bro, you seen your brother plea?
Most definitely.
But he said you told him to do that.
Man, watch out.
Man, on God, that's what he telling the street.
Man, on God, he kept. On that same God, he kept.
Thug then pushed the same narrative that Gunna taking his plea made it cool for the rest to do the same.
Nigga, you took a plea first, so you done never made it cool for everybody else to take a plea. Like, I don't respect that.
But unlike Gunna, years later, when Young Thug was catching heat for his 2-hour interrogation video that leaked, Thug would go on Twitter and defend his brother's decision, admitting to the world that he had actually told his brother to take the deal to spare his—
So, did you just lie on God, Thug? On God? I'm not even about to get into it, man. This nigga Thug, he low-key just—
mother being away from her son any longer. Even Young Thug, eventually taking his plea deal nearly 2 years after Gunna's, would ultimately make similar admissions, pleading guilty to gang charges to get out early. The main difference was that Thug's plea was structured as a blind plea, meaning he didn't have to agree to factual stipulations like Gunna had, but also foregoing any foresight about a potential sentence before handing in that plea.
Since your guilty plea is a blind plea or a non-negotiated plea, the state is making a recommendation of sentencing to the court.
Young Thug had also accepted a plea to secure his release, just like Gunna did. Thug's deal also required him to admit some facts too, such as gang participation. But Thug claimed that Gunna's statement about YSL being a gang ultimately made the state's case stronger.
It's a gang. He said YSL is a gang, and he know people in this on this trial who committed crimes in furtherance of the gang. That means you did it.
Yet Gunna's statements were never used in trial, and Thug's own pleas and admissions had also validated the prosecution's case against YSL.
57, participation in criminal street gang activity. How do you plead?
I plead guilty.
Yet somehow, in the court of street opinion, these two nearly identical pleas were treated completely differently. Gunna was branded a rat, while Thug was seen as a victim of circumstance. But perhaps—
Who said that? Who was saying that? Everyone I know, everyone I've been hearing saying Gunna a rat recently. Maybe this video is a little older, y'all. It's about a month old.
Perhaps even more revealing was Thug's phone call with 21 Savage that leaked in August 2025, exposing the calculated and manipulative nature of the entire smear campaign against Gunna that Thug had orchestrated from behind bars while still awaiting his plea. On the call, young Thug would desperately try to sabotage Gunna's career by asking 21 Savage for a verse so he could include it on his album Business is Business that he was planning to release the same day as Gunna's Gift and a Curse.
Man, bro, I'm trying to drop an album the same day Gunna drop, bro. You need to. Y'all sent you a song, put a verse on it.
On the call, he would brag about having held Gunna down in the past and being the one who signed him.
He dropped Friday. How do you think I ain't gonna know he signed me?
He dropped Friday for sure?
Man, 100%. Friday. I can hold his back if I want to.
21, on the other hand, would suggest that Thug should have capitalized on the situation by squeezing a bigger share of Gunna's album sales in exchange for publicly clearing up his snitching allegations.
Bro, please go to the studio and do the song, bro.
Yeah, I'm finna do it. I'm saying, I don't think you should play it like that, bro.
Why?
I feel like you should have just made that come in, like cleaned his face up and made him come in more. Like, if I need 80% of everything, 70%, I'm gonna tarnish your face card. Because you gotta think about it, but bro, at the end of the day, bro, you did what you did, but we gotta capitalize on everything we do in life, bro. Like,
21 would also try and convince Thug that Gunna wasn't ever really in the streets like that and that he didn't earn loyalty the same way they did, essentially poisoning Thug's mind against his former protege.
He ain't, bro. He
21. I heard you wasn't in the. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do too much, but I seen a video on you, 21.
I'm saying, like, we earn a loyalty different than probably what he do to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Not like we different, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know though. Like,
he would suggest that Gunna accepted his plea deal to get out for a woman.
Deserve that. You don't deserve no did that shit to get out for, bro. Listen to a jail call and shit straight just, damn, man. I love you, baby. What you doing? Man, yeah, I'm gonna be back with you in a minute. Yeah.
Later on the call, when Thug expressed his desire to redo Gunna's contract and get 4 more albums out of him, 21 would enthusiastically respond, telling Thug to make Gunna pay for his mistake.
Hey, tell them I want to redo it. I want to redo bruh's contract. Tell them I want to put them. I want to make them 4 more albums.
no, you loud and clear.
You heard me?
I heard you loud and clear. Yeah. Gotta pay for your mistakes, bro.
Ironically, the man claiming to be betrayed by a rat was actively...
Gotta pay for your mistakes, bro. Like, you didn't just fucking snitch. Like, you didn't just take the stand and snitch, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? I'm saying, man. But that's probably gonna end it off. We're gonna end it off right there, y'all. For this little episode for the day. You know what I'm saying? If y'all like it, y'all know what to do. Make sure to smash that like, subscribe, and comment. But bro, how he gonna say you gotta pay for your mistakes, man? Like, you just snitched. You just snitched. With that being said, though, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.
She call me Luda, bitch, I roll out with my shooters. She wanna fuck me in a Plymouth Barracuda. I got my